battle pods are coming, so you'd better beware. Bree-Tie and his battle pods are everywhere. Robotech to the rescue. But Rick Hunter and the Veritech are on their way. If you can get there fast enough, you'll save the day.
You'll never stop the battle pods. Yeah, meet Rick Hunter.
Robotech to the rescue.
Veritech Fighter, battle pods, and action figures, each sold separately from Irwin.
Save the Earth.
But I'll be back.
Well, after that, I mean, who wouldn't want to buy some Robotech action figures and cool things after that? That's a very Babylon 5 font. Yes, as you can see, this is Robotech Crystal Dreams. And I would love this to be a full Nibbles and playing it through. But it never came out. I'm so good after learning this and learning about it and playing it and learning about it. I am so gutted it never came out. This was supposed to come out in about 97-ish originally. And yeah, I had an N64 by that point. And I would have given my left kidney to play something like this. But yeah, all we got right now, I mean, I suppose we're lucky to have this much, is a playable prototype. It's not even a beta because it's not even remotely feature complete and ready for testing. It's just basically scraps of it for developers' use. And E3, as one of the menus is E3, as well mentions E3, and there was a presentation there. But yeah, and there's some cool stuff like technical files you can dig around in. But this would have been one hell of a game. It would have been a Wing Commander style. Well, more than that, it would have been like Freelancer for Robotech. It would have cast you as basically a mercenary pilot who gets hold of their own Veritech fighter, and it would have been the ambition for this game is quite amazing. As you can see, it's presented from a very Wing Commander style cockpit view. I mean, you see a hand moving on the joystick, moving around, which is like really cool. I did a double take when I put this on because went into this blind after just digging around some N64 games and noticed prototype. I love looking at prototypes and playable beaters and whatnot. And saw this, and then I saw when I saw this was a space fighter game, and like this, I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, it would have been, if everything had gone right, it would have been so much more. There was plans for it to be an open world sandbox game. Look at that cool reflection on the cockpit thingy canopy. Yeah, you can look around your ship as well, and look at every planet would have been a 3D model. There'd been no like flat skyboxes for the planet, so it'd been like, and look, yeah, I mean, as you can see, like the frame rate is nice and smooth. It looks around, yeah. The actual controls are really well implemented as well for the N64 joypad controller. It feels pretty natural. They've managed to map a lot of functionality very naturally onto the controls. I mean, there is quite a lot you can do with the N64 pad in the right hands, and yeah, they did well with it. This was a training mission. You basically just can select some missions. Only a few are really functional. This is about the most functional one of the lots you can actually dig into, and yeah, this game was like heavily promoted for a good 2 years, year and a half, 2 years, for magazines, for full features in this magazine here, Robotech Crystal Dreams, and it gives you this is a fascinating article because it gives you the scope of what they plan to do. It would have been a completely open sandbox like Freelancer, where you could actually fly between different planets and take missions, and there was an overarching narrative. So if you think like a Privateer as well and Freelancer, and there would have been like a real-time one of the buttons you can press. One of the functions is travel, which doesn't work, it freezes the game. But yeah, I think that would have been the travel mechanic, where you can actually fly between worlds and systems and take on missions and buy parts for your Veritech fighter and talk to NPCs. And in one of the magazine articles there, I think it's from CBG, either that or N64 official magazine, you would have been able to like walk around the bridge of the SDF-3. Yeah, it's wildly ambitious in scope. I would have loved this to bits. I mean, oh gosh, I would have, yes. If this had actually come out, there'd have been a video on it on the channel. I'd still been eulogising it before, because even these little scraps, these developer scraps, there's so much potential and promise in this game. It's, oh gosh, I wish it'd come out. It would have knocked. Yeah, I'm surprised to say that it would have knocked the likes of Colony Wars right off the pedestal as some of the best console space dogfighting games. The name of the game actually comes from the intended antagonist, a race of crystals, alien crystals that the Zentradi ally with to try and take down Earth. And yeah, that was chosen purely because polygonal crystals would have been easier for the N64 to render. But as we can see, there are some stunning capital ships models in the game. Just look at the size of those and how well detailed they are. That's one thing that Doug Lamford mentioned in a Nintendo Life article that I'll link in the description. That's a really interesting read for developmental history of this game. That everything would have been to scale. Like the planets would have been modelled to scale. The ships would have been the cap ships would have been like miles in length and accurately rendered in scale to your ship. And yeah, his ambition was so soaring, was so high, which makes it even more painful what happened. For I being able to glean, the publisher who was bankrolling development, GameTech, they went into Chapter 11 bankruptcy in early 1997, and while they did not immediately close, they continued on thanks to publishing deals with Take-Two Interactive. Because it was such a high cost project, Robotech Crystal Dreams was axed. And one of the publishers for the intended Japanese version, Capcom, offered to step in at one point and bankroll the rest of the development of the game, and it would have been Tomy that would have distributed it. They didn't follow through when GameTech got into even more dire straits and the project was looking even more dicey. They didn't go through. They didn't follow through with their promise to bankroll it, and that was it. No one else seemed interested. Take-Two eventually obtained GameTech and its assets, but Robotech was one that they weren't interested in completing or even shopping around to other developers and publishers, as sometimes happens. And that was it. That was the death of Robotech in like 1998. So yeah, it's such a shame. I wish it had come through, because I think I'd have been still talking about it to this day as like one of the best space sim experiences. and I can't imagine if it come out. I imagine it done well enough. I imagine we've got ports and to new machines. Imagine what it would look like on a Dreamcast or the PlayStation or even the Xbox. I mean, we did get some really good Robotech games in the end, Robotech Battle Cry, but yeah, nothing like this. Nothing like a Wing Commander and Proteer and Freelancer, all three rolled in together with some light RPG elements and visual novel elements, and that would have felt so fitting with the whole thing of Macross and Robotech. So yeah, that's it pretty much. Right. Well, I hope you enjoy taking a look at it with me, and hopefully you're as gutted as I am now that we didn't actually get it. Though hopefully you're not so despondent now that you don't throw this episode a like if you particularly enjoyed it. And if you're new to the channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing, because that really helps tiny little my channels like myself grow. And same with any comments you leave, because that makes YouTube sit up and take notice and shout around a bit more, which yeah, definitely helps. But yeah, I've got plenty of episodes in the bank now, from these 10-minute quick bites to the longer and cozier Nostalgic Nibbles and Megabytes, as well as specials such as Between the Sheets, where I look at game magazines, FMV Heaven and Hell, where I look at compile some of my favourite FMV sequences, live action from PlayStation 1 games, and music videos. Yeah, I do a lot, so yeah, I hope you have a dig around and enjoy some of the older stuff I do. But until the next QuickBytes, this is Coffee Home Retro Sharka saying have a good day and signing off.